What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Old Volks TV. We are back to this. Look at this mess. This is not the 1835 that was real pretty that we built and put in that bus as we were trying to rush to get ready for Big Bend. This is not that motor. That thing had some kind of internal problems, and we were just fighting it, and finally the builder and I just decided that was it. Not gonna fight it anymore. Just take it out, take it apart. And I went down to his shop there and picked up all my parts, but unfortunately, when you take stuff apart and you're kind of in a thrash and you're, frustrated, you can't figure something out, stuff happens to pretty tin, and they're filthy. They got some scratches on them, they got some scuffs. Nothing looks cracked or broken, so we'll probably be okay. But this is the 1600 that came out of the bus that Chris and I cleaned up. We already ran the valves on it, we did everything, got all the pushrod tubes turned around the right way, got the rockers set up right, we got everything put together right, cleaned up, got all the oil off of it and painted it. And then I bought that 1835 and this just kind of got pushed over into the side. So now we're gonna have to use this. So I'm gonna bolt all that fancy stuff that I bought for my 1835, fuel line and all that. We're gonna put it back on this little 1600, which is basically just a stock motor. So it did pretty good in the bus for a while. It started coming apart, the heads were loose and everything was kind of weird. So should be good now. Today we're just gonna, I just sort of mocked everything up on there and make sure that I had all the pieces. I got a few more on the table over here. We're gonna get this thing cleaned up at least. Probably switch the oil cooler to the doghouse cooler, which I need for that fan that's in there, that Andrig's fan. I also ordered his crazy stationary flaps, the fixed cooling flaps to go with that fan, since we got the whole thing apart. I should have those any day now. In that case, I'll put those in too before we button it up. Then we're gonna put this thing on the starter cranker and fire it up and tune it, but that'll probably be next week. For now, we just gotta get all these tins as clean as possible. I might have to do a little touch-up paint on them to try and make them nice. They're not gonna be anywhere near as nice as they were the first time, but it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I don't know, we still got that MST pulley serpentine kit that we can put on here. We're gonna do our best. We're gonna see what we can get done. So let's just start taking it apart and start cleaning it up. Okay, so we got the cooler on. I had to take the other one off to do the fancy intro with the shroud on there, so because the regular one wouldn't fit, and I didn't want to put it back on. So now this is in there, the holes are covered up. I replaced the seals for that, so that's good. That's ready to go. We don't have to worry about it. It's nice and tight. Something I noticed yesterday when I was looking at this to make sure that we had all the pieces was that this was probably one of my problems to begin with, was both of these are loose. The little studs for the intake. That's not good. The other head is fine. It's just this one is no good. So I'm gonna throw a little super ultra Loctite on there. It's a red tube, but it's actually blue Loctite. So removable if we need it. Kind of got a lot on there. I always put way too much. So we're gonna put those in kind of a little bit. So this is the one that's removable, this Loctite. If I ever have to take it out. And then we're going to take one of these intakes My ultrasonic broke, and I gave it to Mark and Axel, and they fixed it, and now it works, but now they have it. So, my stuff's not going to get ultrasonicked this time. I want to put this on here with the nuts because I want to make sure I don't go too far when I thread them in. So we're going to put 2 nuts on there. I can turn them by hand, so that won't be a problem. Make sure that we have enough sticking out, you know, for the nut. I'll kind of eyeball this one. But I want to let that Loctite set up before I go to assemble this. I'd rather not try to run it with sketchy studs. Okay, doesn't need to be tight. I don't want to crush that seal yet. Just want to get them in there and let that Loctite dry out. Something else that I wasn't happy with, and it's just because I did it in a hurry, because I was rushing, is this seal. This thing, it's not good. It came with everything, but it's like soft, it's falling apart, it's crumbling away. This little guy too. So we're gonna replace that. This just garbage foam that probably let more air through than, you know, stop. We want all that air to go through the cooler. We don't want any of that to escape, and that was just letting it escape. So I got this Frost King rubber foam. This stuff is from local parts store. Nice little ASMR crunchy for you. This stuff is sticky on one side, but it's thicker, it's more dense. So this was like $2, and we're just gonna stick that right where we want it, right up against the lip of that. And we can kind of mush it, get it nice. That other one, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. Oh, there we go. So this, you know, the other seal down here will cover whatever we miss there. It's not sticky here, it's just foamy. But it's a little thicker, you know, height-wise, and it's a little more dense than that other one. Wherever that other one went, it's already gone. See the difference? This is like super soft, and this is like medium rare. And then we got a little piece right here. Oop. Look at that, we got even some leftovers. Yeah, that's the good stuff. So that's just gonna keep the air from the shroud blowing, you know, through and just kind of escaping. We don't want it to escape. We want it to get blocked and everything goes through here. It'll create higher pressure, which means better cooling from that Andrig fan, you know, which is already putting out more air. And then the fixed cooling flaps, I'll show you those when I get them, but they sit in here and they direct the air out here where the heads, you know, they get hotter, so the air goes out there, I guess. I don't know, he's a scientist, he figured it out. I just do what he says. But that's supposed to work really nice. All right, so the black ones that kind of go underneath, those I'm not too worried about. We just give those a, you know, a quick wipe. There's a little bit of oil on them, but that's not, you know, those aren't too bad. We get those clean easy. You know, this stuff, This is disgusting. You know, that's all covered in greasy fingerprints and leaky oil and stuff. So I'm gonna try and get as much of that off. Good thing I clear coated these, like 5 coats of clear coat on top of that white paint. Everybody said don't paint them white, and I was like, but they're cool, they match the bus. It's gonna be all right. I think they're gonna clean up, you know, pretty good. We got our old Volks brand super ultra green clean stuff. I ran out of super clean, or else I would probably be using that. I gotta get some more. But this stuff will work for now, I think. You know, it's gonna get them clean enough. Like I said, they're not gonna be brand new, but they'll be okay. The head tins got really lucky because single port, and the old motor was a dual port. So, you know, what happened to these doesn't matter. He's like a little smiley guy. Do that for our friend Blue. There you go, a little smiley guy. We ain't gonna use these. These are junk. Not junk because they are still good, but not for this motor. So these have already been painted the right color with the same cans of paint. They've been fitted and everything because I fit everything to this motor before I fit it to the other motor. So minor tweaks, and they're already pretty clean, so that's good. And then this shroud we're gonna have to do some heavy work with. This is kind of the worst piece. So let's just go into super fast mode, and you know, we're just gonna try and get them clean, see what we can do. Man, they came out way better than I thought they were going to come out. Still not perfect, not as good as they were, but I think it'll be okay. You know, once they're in the bus, they're going to get all dirty anyway, so it should be okay. I'm not going to put them all on because I have some other things I want to do. We're going to start messing with the cooling system, like I said. This one is not tapped for full flow. So we got to use one of these pumps with the in and out function on it so that we can get oil out to our filter and then out to our cooler with our fan, you know, and then back in. I guess it has to go back into the pump. I had hoped we could, you know, put it somewhere else, but just not the way they work. We also got to put this sump on, which I tried to put on, but I was running into a problem where one of the studs in the case, and this is probably where one of my dumb oil leaks was, one of the studs in the bottom of the case is stripped out a little bit, so when you put the stud in there, it just wiggles and it's loose. But I'm going to show you how to fix that too, a pretty easy way, and we're just going to cross our fingers and hope it works. The sump is actually okay. It's the case that's got the issue, so what I'm planning should work out okay. It's kind of a pain, but it'll work, and we'll show you that on the next one. We're going to install this pump. I'm waiting on the pump puller because mine was lent out and it didn't find its way home yet, so I got another one coming. I'm gonna get the pump in, I'm gonna get the sump on, I'm gonna get all that previously installed cooling stuff, so we already know everything is the right length, but we'll kind of go into it a little more in depth. The hoses and the clamps and everything, the fittings, but I know it's gonna fit in there because it already did fit in there. We'll just put it back in the same spot, but without the leaks this time. I'm gonna take my time and get it right and tape it up. You know, we got all our fancy hardware and all our other stuff. I gotta go take those intakes to work and sandblast them and get them all primed and painted up for the single ports. We gotta put our MST pulley on the bottom. We got our tensioner somewhere around here with the special hardware. So still a lot to do on this bus, or on this motor for the bus. But I'm hoping that we can get this thing installed soon so we can get Gary's motor out, get it all cleaned up, run the valves, change the oil, you know, get it all nice for them because they were nice enough to let us borrow it. And I can take that back, and that can be back in the shop as the spare motor for everybody. I really want to just get my bus going with my own stuff. So that'll be on another episode where we finish this off and we'll start it and run it and all that good stuff and get it all tuned. So for now, just check the links, visit all the friends, get you a shirt down at the other link down below, and hit that subscribe button, like it, you know, tell us where you're at again. I love seeing that. I got people all over the world messaging us where they're from. It's pretty cool. Any questions you got, hit me in the comments. I answer all the questions. Sean or I will jump in there and answer all of them. And then, thanks for watching.